Hi, my name's Gemma and I'm a makeup artist for Krylon, and today I'm going to be discussing with you the product called Dermacolor. Dermacolor is formerly known as a cosmetic camouflage cream, and it's part of a three-part system. You have the cosmetic camouflage cream, fixing powder and the fixing spray, and it is designed to conceal. It's great for concealing any sort of skin discoloration, things like birthmarks, tattoos, pigmentation, vitiligo. So it's a very highly pigmented coverage concealer. But I want to show you as a makeup artist how you can be versatile with this product and use it as a foundation. You can use it to conceal, highlight, contour. I've used colours as blushes before. It's just one of these key products that you'll find most makeup artists have in their kit. It's very renowned for the Dermacolor mini palettes that you have a versatile of ranges of colours, including corrector colours. So yeah, I just want to talk you through all of the ways that you, and the best you can get out of using this product. And you can go to this. There's so many times I've been on a makeup job and I've relied on Dermacolor for so many reasons. You can have a model, actor, actress, etc. and there you just come across all different factors. It may be a case that you have to change the colouring of their skin, the colouring of their complexion, you want to hide something, you want something as full coverage, sheer coverage. These options are all available with just this one product, so let's enjoy showing you this today. So I'm going to do the whole of my face with Dermacolor. I'm going to do the foundation with it, highlight, contour. I might even put a little bit on my eyes just to show you all of the options. So I have absolutely nothing on my face. I'm completely barefaced. So I'm going to prep and prime to begin with. I have cleansed, tone and moisturise. So that was a good 10-15 minutes ago. So that's really sunken into my skin nicely. My preferred primer, and this is because it's suitable for my skin type, is to go for the Krylon Ultra Underbase. I like to have that glossy finish to my skin, and I want to add that hydration as well, and that's the perfect option if you find that you've got dry skin, want a high shine on the finish, then go for your Ultra Underbase. However, that doesn't mean that you can't use the two other following primers from the Krylon range, which is the Perfect Matte and HD Micro Primer. These are also an option for you to use underneath Dermacolor. People always ask me, what's the best primer underneath Dermacolor? The best primer is what is suited to your skin type. So if you have oilier skin, then you may want to go for these, depending on the concentration. It also may depend on the media and the finish. So you have all three options. They all work lovely underneath Dermacolor. But for me, I'd like to go with this. So it's an emulsion of water and silicone base. So make sure you give that a good shake. The water's going to hydrate the skin. And the smaller content of silicone helps to sort of just smooth out your complexion. It's a cream milky consistency. I like to put it on with my hands, especially when I'm working on myself. If I'm working on my clients, sometimes I prefer to put it on with a brush for hygiene reasons. But if my client lets me use my hands, then definitely I like to put it on, because I like to get the skin working, bringing all that blood surface to the skin. And I think when you use your hands, you can feel that you've evenly distributed it as well. So it feels so nice, and you can instantly see it gives the skin a beautiful glow. You don't need a lot, so just be mindful of how much you put on. A little goes a long way, and that is for literally all of Krylon's products. Okay, let me just wipe my hands. So I'm actually going to split my face, not physically, just by applying the foundation, into two halves. I'm going to do one side of the foundation with Dermacolor Direct, and then I'm also going to introduce you to a product called Makeup Blend, which is this one. And that's like a mixing medium. It's silicone, and it will thin down the consistency of Dermacolor, which can help if you prefer a lighter coverage foundation. So you can get a full coverage and a medium to light coverage by adding a couple of drops of the Makeup Blend. So let's go ahead. So Dermacolor comes in different forms. You can get it in a mini palette, 16 or 18 colours. This one in particular is my favourite. This is number 3/18. Just because it's got my favourite corrector colours here, and I love neutralising the skin if we've got any sort of areas of concern that need a little help, like dark circles or pigmentation. It also comes in, I've got these concealer wheels. It's all the same product, it's all Dermacolor. Also, you can get them in 5 colour palettes, 3 colour, 18. Kryolan love to give you options. You can also customise and make your own palettes if you wish. But it's all the same product, so don't get confused with the packaging. Right, let's find my colour. So I'm pretty much of a neutral. I have a lot of yellow undertone, and you can see this pinkiness here. So sometimes I like to mix 2 colours. So I probably am going to go for this to give me a little bit of warmth and depth. And maybe the one next to it, the lighter one. I'm just going to decant. Now, Dermacolor is a highly concentrated foundation concealer. It contains over 50% of pigment. So this is like, out of all of the Kryolan foundations, Dermacolor is the highest content of pigment. So people always ask me, is it TV Paint Stick or Vitacolor got more pigment? No, Dermacolor is the highest of all coverages. So if you do work with Dermacolor, when you're swatching your colours, make sure you might swatch it and blend it, because it's such a high concentration of pigment. You need to shear it out to see the colour more clearly, and always make sure you decant and mix. I am working on the back of my hand because I'm working on myself. However, if I was working professionally as a makeup artist on my clients, I would be working on a palette. So make sure you really warm that, get a good creamy consistency. I'm just looking at that, probably thinking that's a bit too light for me, so let's add a tiny bit more. This is way too much as well. A small amount goes such a long way. Okay, I think we're ready. So that's the key part of working with Dermacolor. Don't use it direct with your brush from the pot. Always decant a small amount and warm it. I use it every day to conceal under my eyes, and I have a tiny little pot. I don't decant it, but I use my finger and I really warm it up in the pot first before I apply it underneath my eyes. So if you're using it for yourself, then you can warm it up within the pot. If you're using it as a makeup artist on others, definitely decant and mix onto the back of your hand. Right, let's test this colour. So on this side, I am going to do full coverage using the Dermacolor Direct. And then on this side, I'm going to add a touch of makeup blend to give it a light to medium coverage finish. Okay, enjoy. And you'll see I've got a lot of redness around my cheeks, a few blemishes. I'm showing you all my sins here. Oh, that's way too light for my liking. Probably will blend with my neck. Or see, actually, look, when you start blending. It's not, maybe just a touch. I do like to have a little warmer complexion. Give me a nicer glow. So I tend to go for something a bit more orangey or yellow based to give me that warmth. Just a small amount, okay. You can always add more warmth to the foundation after with, you know, bronzers and powders. So let's see how this looks now. See how the coverage is intense, and that's why I say whenever you swatch the colours to get your colour match, give it a quick blend. You need to diffuse that. Yeah, look, that's working nicely. So the finish of Dermacolor is definitely, it's not got too much shine. It's probably more like a satin. It's not completely matte and it's not really high shine. It's right in the middle there. So depending on the finish, remember, work with your primers to get a different result. And then that would give you more of a high shine. That's why I like the Ultra Underbase to begin with. So because it has that highly concentration, the other ingredients that make up Dermacolor, the oils in this product is very similar to the oils that our skin naturally produces. So therefore, it's like for like. The connection is incredible and you get this such longevity out of the foundation. I've known makeup artists to use it for TV and film, use it for theatre, people use it every day, people use it for camouflaging, you know, if they've got areas of concern that they really want to, they don't want to have a heavy foundation all over, but they just want those areas to be concealed. Dermacolor is your go-to one for that. So let me show you my brushes that I'm working with. This is our new brushes from Krylon. They are Blue Master range. They're a vegan range, so all of the hair is synthetic, but they've been conditioned to the quality would feel like it's a real hair. They are flawless to work with. So I'm using a flat foundation brush to begin with. This is article number 8931. Okay, and then this is like my new best friend. This is article number 8953, and this just gently turns the foundation, works it into the skin. It's almost like if you're used to working with like a beauty blender sponge, it's that sort of finish, but in a more hygienic way and quick as well. Like, I could definitely build up more coverage here. So, you know, especially on my cheek area, if I just dab, change my technique, I'm building up tiny fine layers to get that little bit extra coverage. You can see the redness under my eye. That will definitely need concealing. I'm taking it all the way around. I do start my foundation always in the centre of my face. This is where all my horrible sins are. I've got red nose, underneath my eyes, redness in the cheeks. And then quite often I don't need as much coverage when it comes to like maybe this part of my face, down my neck, and it's just the excess then that blends through. Okay, and then let's put a tiny bit on my forehead. I do actually suffer with pigmentation, and hopefully you can see all of that there. That's through sun damage, not wearing my SPF. So question actually, SPF, can you use it underneath? Absolutely. Any skincare that you need to, if you know, sensitive to, well, everyone should be wearing it, but if you know, suffer with maybe hyperpigmentation, then yes, you can put your sunscreen underneath. But there's other parts to the Dermacolor range, and Dermacolor range following this, if you wanted to make it smudge proof and waterproof, they have a fixing powder, Dermacolor fixing powder, which I can show you after, and that will make this product completely waterproof. So if you wish to go swimming, or you're in a hot climate, it won't stop you from perspiring, but it will definitely stop the foundation coming away and melting off effectively. So you don't have to powder this. It's not self-setting, but if you want to keep a little bit more shine and you know you're happy to touch up throughout the day, then you don't have to powder. I've never powdered my really powdered much of my foundation all over, but if I had an area like this and I would get concerned about my pigmentation, I would definitely powder that. Oh look, two sides, new skin, I love that. I'm going to take a smaller brush. Actually, I might even use my hand to work underneath my eye. I quite like using my ring finger because I know the pressure then, and I can really warm that underneath my eye. Look up, it's so highly pigmented. Honestly, you need the smallest amount to get that coverage. Just dabbing that through, and instantly that brightens my eye area. Take a little bit over my eye. I always use Dermacolor actually as my eyeshadow primer because it connects so well to the skin. You'll find that you can get some concealers and they're a little bit greasy and they start to travel, and you definitely don't want your concealer travelling around your eye area, creeping into those fine lines. Okay, so I'm just dabbing that through. Let's take a tissue and I'm going to blend that actually. So this brush here, part of the Blue Master range again, this is 8910. Just gently blend that through. Make sure there's not too much on the eyelid because that could definitely then crease with the movement of your eyelid. Yeah, but just a small wash. There we are. So you can see the Dermacolor as a result as a full coverage foundation all over. So now we've done this side as full coverage. And I think as a makeup artist, you need to be versatile for everyone, the media that you're working with, the clients that you're working with. Not everyone likes full coverage, and then some people do. Like, I love full coverage, hide everything, make it all flawless, and then I like to then go back in and sculpt my face with the colours that I want to warm my complexion and change my face shape. However, there might be jobs where you just need to neutralise, or someone doesn't like to wear a fuller coverage, but you've got Dermacolor in your kit. So let me show you. This is the makeup blend. If you've not seen this before, it's a liquidy consistency. You need literally 1 to 2 drops, okay? So I've still got the remaining of that on the back of my hand. So 1, 2, okay? So let me show you, it's quite a liquidy. So this is Dermacolor Direct. And then when you add it to the blend, look how much it thins and shears that down. I don't know how I did makeup before this product was released, especially when I do my cosmetic camouflage with Dermacolor and I'm concealing a tattoo. I love to work with this brush, like a duo fibre brush, and mix it all in with the makeup blend and stipple to cover my tattoos. It works incredible. So I want to show you now this in a more sheerer version, just by adding a couple of drops. I'm going to stick with exactly the same 2 brushes and apply it in the same way. So actually, let me take off a little bit of the excess on that. So remember, this has got the Ultra Under Base primer. So it makes it a little bit more movable and easier to work with for a foundation. And what I like to offer my clients, they come to me and maybe for more camouflage, and say for example I've got a birthmark around this area. You can conceal using it in direct, like this side, over the birthmark. You've got your concealer. You then add a couple of drops of that. You've then got a fluid foundation, and it's the exact colour match. So that's what I love. I love to have that versatility as a makeup artist. I hate having to carry 1,000 different bottles, different mediums, light, medium, and full coverage, to be able to cater for all my clients, when really you can literally turn up on a job with just Dermacolor with a bottle of makeup blend and you've catered for all. So this really does shear it down. Let me tell you some other things about makeup blend. So not only does it shear down your foundations to make them more workable, you may have products in your kit that are starting to dry out, like eyebrow pomades, cake eyeliners, gel liners, cream liners. Over time they start to dry out. Add a couple of drops of this, it completely revives the product. It works wonders. You may have a product like Super Colour, and you can do some painting effects with this. Add a couple of drops and it becomes like a wash of colour. Another time I've used makeup blend is when I'm working on a job and I've been on set for a while and I've been touching up the makeup, touch up. And eventually with cream powder, it can get a little bit cakey. You may not have time to take all the makeup off and you don't want to start adding cleansers and reapplying. Add a couple of drops of this, refreshes them up, sort of removes it effectively, but without putting any removing products in the skin, and you can reapply, especially like around this eye area. So it's great for that. You can mix it with, if you've got silicone based airbrush products, a couple of drops, if it's starting to get a little bit thick in the bottle. Okay, so this is the shearer side with the makeup blend, Dermacolor and makeup blend. I'm literally just showing you a wash, the results of the colour. People always ask as well, would you neutralise or colour correct? Absolutely, you can do. I could neutralise maybe using the D32. Let me show you that colour for those of you that are not aware. D32 is really good if you want to neutralise any sort of dark circles on more of a fair skin. Warmer complexions, I would head more towards the D30. So I would do that first before you go over with your foundation. But yeah, absolutely neutralise away. I'm just showing you this demonstration for the purpose of the product, so you can see it in the full and the light. So you can still see a little of my flush coming through here. And I'm taking that more sheer application over my eyelid, not as dense coverage underneath my eye. But they both sides look great. I would wear both. I would be happy nighttime, daytime. Who else uses Dermacolor? Lots of performers use Dermacolor, especially with the combination with the fixing powder, because if they're performing, they're going to get hot, they may perspire. It's a very good foundation for that result. I know lots of drag artists, they love to wear Dermacolor to conceal around this, it's known as the 5 o'clock shadow, like where the stubble beard may be. Dermacolor is going to give them the best coverage and result for that. Just put a little extra underneath here. My tired eyes. Honestly, Dermacolor is my favourite product from Kryolan. It's because it's so versatile. I've used it as an eyeshadow primer, concealer, highlight my redness, foundation. I'm now going to highlight and contour with it. One product. One product does plenty, right? Okay. Let's add some highlight. So I'm just going to remove what's on the back of my hand with my makeup removing wipes. And let's select maybe just one shade light. I'm not going to go crazy, unless you want me to. So from my wheel, I'm going to just go for the lightest shade here. This has, again, it's pretty neutral. It doesn't have, you can see this is really obviously yellow and that this one's really obviously pink. It's in between. It's quite a nice brightening colour. So let's add a tiny amount of that. Remember, if you're working with Dermacolor, always warm the products beforehand. If you're using it direct from the pot yourself, apply with your finger, mix it in the pot so you get it warmed up. If not, you want to decant and make sure it's really well blended prior. So some people are not used to working with creams. So if that's the case, then definitely have it with a combination of the makeup blend. So work with it more of a liquid. It doesn't, people always say, does it make it, it just disperses it so it's more blendable. It doesn't reduce the amount of pigment in there. That's impossible to do. So I'm going to take a smaller concealer brush now. Let's go for a nice fluffy one like this. And I'm going to just brighten up underneath my eye. This side will be the full coverage. So just warming that up on the back of my hand. I like to use this because it doesn't travel. It really does connect to the skin well. Now, if you use it as the system, the camouflage system, adding the Dermacolor fixing powder, the Dermacolor fixing powder will make it waterproof. Then you can take the third step if you wish to apply it on all over, and that is to apply the Dermacolor fixing spray. The fixing spray doesn't make it waterproof. Always, some people miss out powdering and go straight to fixing spray. You're not going to get the best results. The powder is what makes it waterproof. The fixing spray is what makes it smudge proof. But don't apply fixing spray unless you've applied powder. I'm just going to take my finger again and just warm that area up. These brushes are so soft, and especially working on this area, it can be quite sensitive, can't it, when you're working on your clients? They will be like falling asleep because their hair is so soft. I get really sensitive around my eyes, so things like that I really pick up and notice. Okay, you can add, depends on how much we want. Just going to put a little bit more on my cheekbones here. I'm using one brush to apply and then taking a second to blend. Might even add a tiny bit here on my brow bone. Nice, and then let's put a tiny bit on the centre. I'm not going to highlight my forehead too much, it's big enough as it is, thank you. And come down the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. And chin. And then this is the brush. This doesn't have any product on it. It's literally just buffing that all through nicely. There we are. So that's the highlight with full coverage. I haven't powdered yet, so I may need to put a tiny bit underneath my eyes. And now let's do exactly the same colour, but adding the makeup blend. So back of my hand, give it a good mix. You can sort of feel how dense this product is. It's so impacted with the pigment. So I was saying, sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. Add fixing powder, add fixing spray to make it smudge proof. If you use the Dermacolor in the 3 parts, then it becomes completely waterproof and smudge proof, and it can actually stay on the skin for 48 hours. I don't know why you'd want it on the skin for 48 hours, but it is possible. So yeah, it's for people that are maybe in a hot climate or wish to go swimming, or you might even be doing an underwater shoot. That is the perfect combination. You can use the Dermacolor fixing powder and fixing spray with other foundations in the Kryolan range. That is also possible. Okay, so now it's really liquidy and creamy. That's just by adding 1 to 2 drops of the makeup blend. And now look, it's just a little bit quicker and easier, but it doesn't take away how much concentration of pigment is in there. And it will set and dry. It doesn't stay movable. That's what's really nice. I think I prefer to highlight with the blend actually. Maybe because it's a speed thing, it's quick for me. Just a little bit up on that brow bone. Here we are. Yeah, I think I prefer this side for the highlight, definitely. But there's no reason that you can't go back and use it direct. So I'll give you an example when I've used Dermacolor for one of my clients. She had severe scarring over the whole of her face, and she was using Dermacolor all over, but using it quite heavily, and doesn't realise that you only need to use a small amount and it goes a long way. So you've probably used a more conventional foundations where you know, say it was a liquid bottle, you squirt it on and you lather it on, and it's so dense that it was almost too mask-like. So I was teaching her really the tools and the brushes to use to get a softer finish. And I said use it in its highest concentration on the scar area where there was a lot of redness, and then add a couple of drops, because she had beautiful skin and she, you know, just was textured from the scarring. And I said use that product but add the blend, and she was so happy with the results. So, you know, it's just that knowledge of knowing when to have it in its full coverage or to have it more in a sheerer finish. Okay, so now let's add some contour. So I'm going to go for my darker complexion. So this is great, okay, for if you're working on darker skin tones. It has got every option of different undertone. You can see a grey, like a neutral, a red, an ashy, a yellow. Incredible for working on darker complexion as a foundation. and it's great for contouring as well. So I always go to this as well. So remember, because it is highly pigmented, when it comes to contouring, you only need a small amount. I like to go more warm for my contour. I try and avoid too much of the ashy colours. I don't really like it to be too, sometimes I feel like it gives like a bruised mud effect. Remember, mix on the back of my hand. I'm going to stick with these two brushes. I don't mind the fact that it's got a little bit of highlight on the brush, because this is so dense, it will actually just then make it a little bit lighter for me. So high concentration, you do not need a lot of this. So let's take this under my cheekbone. As soon as I make that contact to my face, I sort of blend instantly, and I don't map. I like to get it onto the skin first and then start blending straight away. I like to test it really to begin with, to see if I need more or less. So we've used this to conceal under my eyes. We use it as a foundation. I'm now highlighting and contouring with it. That colour is beautiful. And creams are such a natural effect for doing highlighting and contouring, especially if you're working on really high digital cameras. Creams, they still start moving and blending in nicely together. So therefore, you're not going to have, sometimes you can apply a powder and it can grab straight away, and then you feel like you're over buffing just to blend that through. With creams, it's so natural and it gives that glossy dew to the skin. That's really pretty. Okay, I'm blending upwards to meet that highlight. So this is using it direct, no blend on this side. Let's add a little bit around my forehead. So frame now. Let's come down the side of my nose. I'm going to blend quickly. That's just giving some warmth really to my complexion. And then reducing the size of my forehead. It's not physically doing it, it's just an illusion, and it brings all the focus into my features on the face. If you put like a halo around the frame of your face. So I'm just coming straight down and I'm pulling down the bridge of your nose. I don't really tend to contour too much of the nose. I'm not a biggest fan of that, but I'm showing you for the purpose that how you can do this with Dermacolor. Okay, and let's put a tiny bit just around my jawline as well. Again, it's just, I like to just create this halo glow all around the frame of my face. So this would be really nice for on camera, because the blend is really soft, although it's a really highly pigmented. This product will last you forever. It will be in your kit forever. Tiny bit more. I'm gonna just up the ends a little. Just right there. So it's almost now like a cream blush as well. There's so many colours. I think there's over 200 colours within the Dermacolor range. So you will want 100% find your complexion. How frustrating is that when you can never find your colour match? You will get your colour match with Dermacolor. If you're using Dermacolor to conceal or to camouflage with, quite often you will need maybe 2 to 3 colours to sort of recreate texture of skin, because your skin is never one flat colour, it's like a multi-tone of colours. So maybe you would select a couple of shades, and sometimes that's why the mini palettes are really good to have, because your skin can change as well throughout the year. Okay, so same colour, mix on the back of my hand, but we're going to add a couple of drops of makeup blend. Be mindful as well, people make the mistake. These are in the same similar bottles. This is a primer, HD micro primer, and this one is blend. maybe just one drop actually. I've not got much on the back of my hand. So now it's really liquidy. And let's do it on the shearer side. That's quite a strong contour. Definitely gonna have too much contour now. That's how I feel anyway. Yeah, I 100% think I prefer to do the highlight and contour with the blend. Let's come down this side. Just add that halo around my forehead. Just blend that coming on. Try not to go too much, especially because obviously I'm more fair hair. Don't put it too much into that hairline. So blend towards the forehead as opposed to blending out. So I can't want to keep going backwards and forwards as you naturally would do. And then we've got a tiny bit down the nose. Downwards. And yeah, I think using good soft fluffy blendable brushes is the key as well. And then again around the jawline. I feel like I'm being a bit more, you know, just quicker on this side. Because I know it's got that blend, I know I can shear it down. I might even add a tiny bit into the crease of my eye, just to act as a contour, a natural contour. This would be good if you're doing like a straight makeup for on TV, you know, that no makeup look. Something maybe even editorial, Dermacolor. It's definitely a reliable product when you're shooting on set. For me personally, as a makeup artist, and I might be on set for a photo shoot, it's a long day and it's long hours. I would avoid using any foundation that's self-setting, and a lot of Kryolan foundations are not self-setting for that purpose because it's designed, you know, for the professional industry. You need to be able to manipulate the makeup throughout a shoot, or you need to keep retouching. Once foundation is self-set, it's very hard to go in and move it and do those touch-ups. So, but Dermacolor has, because of the oils in there, it's so similar to our skin, it connects well, so it lasts well. You will hardly have to go back in for touch-ups because it stays on the skin that good. There we have it. So there we go. I'll put on a little bit of mascara and lippy just to finish the complete look off. But that is showing you Dermacolor, one product, and I've done all of my skin with that. I've even put a little bit on my eyes. So let's powder it. And I'll put some mascara on, so I've got some eyes because they're so fair. If you wish to powder this to lock it in, keep it long lasting, reduce the shine, then you can select any of the Kryolan powders to apply. So that would be your personal preference depending on maybe the media you're working with. You'd want to go for the this one here, the micro finish powder. If you're working maybe on digital cameras, if you're maybe working in theatre and you want this to be long lasting or hot humidity, then go for the translucent powder. If you wish it to be waterproof, this is the one I've been talking about throughout the whole demonstration. This is the, hold it up the right way, the Dermacolor fixing powder. If you want it to completely waterproof, press that on with a powder puff on the areas that you wish, and then let it set. Maybe let it bake for 10 minutes and that will be completely waterproof. My personal favourite, I use this on most of my makeups, is the Dual Finish powder. This, you can buy this singly or as for a makeup artist. This is my favourite. I love these for colour correcting underneath the eyes. I'm going to apply this all over. It's called Dual Finish. Let's go for this angle brush here, article number 8952. I'm just going to go a bit more of a pinky underneath my eyes, this colour here. Hold on, let me show you this one here. And I'm going to put it on both sides. I'm not going to powder everywhere because, like I mentioned at the start, I like shine to my skin. I feel like it gives more of a healthier glow. But because I'm not powdering, I know I need to be mindful of maybe touching my face or having to do touch-ups. I'm just sweeping it under there. And then I just pretty much just powder my T-zone. I'm going to select these two colours here. So the Dual Finish is a double action product. Dual Finish will, you can use it on its own, direct, you don't have to put it on top of foundation. You can even dampen your brush slightly and it becomes a fluid foundation, which is really clever. Or you can build it up on top of, you know, what we've used here, Dermacolor. And for me, I just feel it gives this airbrush effect to my makeup. I've used this on camera work. This is great for more like your beauty work, this powder, and if you like to work with pressed. If you're working with maybe a hotter climate, you might want to go for a loose powder. But here in England, no heat. And now I'm going to take a couple of these darker tones to do some contouring. And this is a lovely soft angle brush. I'm just going to enhance, and while I'm enhancing this, it will also set it. So we're sort of doubling up on the contour. And if you want to add some glow to the skin, this is a beautiful brush as well. 8951. It's really soft and flexible, and you don't want like higher denser product to go onto the skin. You want it just a nice dusting. I'm going to use Glamour Glow. Probably go for these sort of two shades here, just to enhance the shine on my cheeks. Glamour Glow will give a natural glow to the skin. I use this a lot when I'm camouflaging, because especially if you've really locked it in with powder, the skin can become quite matte and you want it to look like skin again, so you just want to add that sort of dewy glow. The Glamour Glow does that. You don't need a lot, just keep buffing it and it will heighten the shine. So it's just a real natural skin look that we're going for here. And then to finish off, why don't we just brush my eyebrow hair up? There's nothing in my eyebrows. Just give them a little lift. Oh, a little bit too much there. So this is the darker one. I have to be a little bit mindful of how much I put of that on. And then we'll finish off with mascara and a touch of lip. So for my lips, I just want something glossy, real natural look I'm going for. So I'm going to use this wheel here. This is called the Lip Shine Circle, and it's just going to give me a gorgeous natural shine with a hint of colour. I'm going to go for, what should I go for? Maybe let's go for this one. I just went for this one here. So, they almost have like an oily finish to them. They've got a beautiful shine. This is quite similar to my lip colour. just literally applying almost like it's a lip balm actually. Really natural. And then I'm just going to go for the Dermacolor Light Mascara. Just top lashes. I don't want to make a statement. Really everything quite fresh, glow looking. So considering that this is a full coverage, if it's applied with the correct brushes, making sure you warm it beforehand, it can give actually a really lovely natural look. Okay, I think one last thing to add, and this is just because I love blush, is to add this shade to my cheeks. Just a natural flush, same brush. And I think it's so nice for you to see that you can just continue working on top of Dermacolor with all your other products, like just combine them all with your blushes, cream blush, powder blush, highlights, anything. There we have it. I hope you enjoyed seeing Dermacolor on two sides, the full coverage and the sheer by adding the makeup blend. We've used it to contour, highlight, conceal. Like I said, it's my favourite product. It's one of my go-tos. I've been on so many jobs and I've literally grabbed my Dermacolor mini palette, I can't see it now, and it's been my lifesaver. I hope you've enjoyed. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask away and I'm happy to help. Enjoy working with Dermacolor. Thank you very much for watching.